There we go. My goodness. We're just hanging out with the girls. Thank you for anybody who's joining in. Make sure you say hello if you're watching on the replay. Just type in replay crew. So I am going a little bit early than the normal 4:45. I am hanging out with the hens tonight. And yeah, I think I did it. Yeah, I did a hang out with the hens last week. Well, here we are again, hanging out with the girls. Hello, hello to whoever's joining in. Say hello. We're just chilling out with the hens tonight. I gave them a bunch of treats, and so they are scrounging around looking for them, which is kind of fun. Hello, hello. Just say hello if you're watching in. Let me know where you're from. Oh, it's Rebecca. I'm busy taking a hat off the cranking loom. Oh, awesome, Rebecca. I need one. I need to get my hat out. It is cold today, and I need my hat. So I'm gonna have to go grab my Rebecca hat later. If I stay out here much longer, I'm gonna have to go get it because it's so cold. But, well, that's really cool. You're pulling your hat off the loom. That's awesome. I'm just hanging out with the girls. We've had a lot of things happening and kind of all at once. Good and bad. I'm waiting on some news to make the determination if I'm going to share or not. But I just need to go live a little bit earlier than 4:45 Eastern time, Standard Time. So I know I'm a little bit earlier, but I've got some things that I need to take care of. Actually, the good things, which I don't mind sharing. We have been doing a refresh in our bedroom, and it was time to refresh the paint. It's been 10 years since I painted that room, and just kind of clean things out, new year, refresh, hit the reset button kind of thing. So that's been a lot of fun. And yeah, so I'm excited that we're almost done getting our room finished. It's taken all week just because we also have lives, you know how that goes. And so that's been the good thing for the year. The bad thing, well, we're just waiting on some things to come back so we understand the direction we're gonna go going forward. So I'll share that once I know a little bit more. Hello, Block. Hello. Thank you for joining in. Where are you joining in from? What is your weather like? Oh my goodness, I've got 47 people in. Thank you very much, Icy Fox. I appreciate it. I have 9 laying hens, and they are all named. They are egg hens. If you're not familiar with what a laying hen is, and that's what that means, is they are egg layers. And they're also pets. So very much loved and pampered. They are scratching around for some treats right now. I picked some new treats up today, and they're enjoying it. I had them out on the grass just a little bit ago, but they all decided to come in, which is kind of funny. Like, there's the freedom, there's the grass, go out, go free ranging. And they all decided to go back inside, which is kind of funny. But, they pay attention to what's in their area, and there could have been hawks or something, or something that shouldn't be out. Scared them all back in. But anyhow, so they're just back in. And you have chickens, but no hens. Oh, so you have all roosters. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't have any roosters. Let me fix something real quick. There we go. Hey, controversial cruising. I know. How are those chicks? They are doing good. They are just out. They were outside on the grass, and they were. Yes, I remember. Let's see. Is your name Scott as well? I think that's your name. I'm bad with names, so if I've got it wrong, correct me. I'm okay. But yes, I was in on one of your lives too. Last week actually. Yeah, yeah. So these are my laying hens. I don't have any meat birds. They are also pets. And so they lay eggs, and when they stop, they will stop. Yes, I got it right. Scott, Scott, and Scott. Yes, I got it. Woohoo! So these are all laying hens, and only one of the girls is laying right now. We don't push our girls with lights to be production birds, just because we also think about the health of the girls. So whenever we don't have a whole lot of sun, then they stop laying. And well, we're in winter. Has nothing to do with the cold weather, just has to do with the sheer amount of sun. So we are letting the girls have a break, but one of them has started laying again, which is exciting. So we should start getting eggs again. And Alfred, hello, welcome. How many chickens do you have? I currently have 9 hens. I don't have any roosters. I lost a bird about 2 months ago. So for those who've been around the channel and have heard me say 10 laying hens, we did lose a girl. She was disabled. I'm not exactly sure what happened. She died of natural causes. So anyhow, so we're down to 9. And yes, gotta love a fresh egg. Hello, yes, fresh eggs are the best. And when you eat eggs from chickens that have been able to go out and scratch and eat and get in the sunshine and all the good things, the way that chickens should be living, the eggs just taste better. So as I was saying, we don't push our girls to be production birds, and that means that I may go a period without eggs. So I did, and I bought eggs for the first time in 3 years about a month ago, and could not believe I had to do it. But you know, we went right through Christmas, and so that meant you needed eggs for all the baking. And I looked at the eggs and I went, oh, I'm used to orange yolks. Can't wait for my girls to start laying again. They were yellow yolks, sorry if I can speak correctly. My goodness. So I was like, oh man, I need my girls to lay. So I'm so excited. I know which girl started laying, and it is this girl right here. Oh, my hands are dirty. It's this girl right here. Her name is Midnight. Because these girls are older, I know who laid what egg. I can tell by the color and also the shape of the egg. And sometimes they have speckles on them and all the things. So I know my girls. So it was Midnight, this little girl right here that I'm pointing to. She is a funny hen. We should have named her like Gladys, because when she gets kind of sassy, and believe me, chickens get sassy, it's like she sounds like a lady that, with a cigarette, and hello, just a beautiful sultry sound. Hello. So we should have named her Gladys because she sounds kind of funny. You had around 200 chickens, Alfred. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of chickens. Did you have an egg business, or were you using them for meat birds, or did you just have 200 chickens? Because, chicken math is a thing. So no judgment from me. Um, if I had my way, I would be at least double the amount of chickens. Yeah. So just so you know, for the background noise, I live next to a farm, and you may hear some things in the back. So they have a lot of land, and it sounds like they're out having fun this afternoon. So just don't be alarmed by the sounds in the background if you hear all that. So it was a hobby. Oh my gosh. So you got suckered in with 200 chickens as a hobby. Listen, that is my dream. I'm not even playing. I wish I could have more chickens, trust me. It's easy. Chicken math is real. I go to Tractor Supply or any of the local farm stores, and I look at those baby chicks and go, how many can I bring home without my husband knowing? And then, what I've been told is that, I mean, I don't have a farm or anything. These are just backyard chickens. But if I had a farm, I've been told, you know, if you get chickens, that means that's the gateway to getting goats and horses and turkeys and all the things. And I could see where I would have a problem with that. I'm just admitting, listen, this is it. This is like confessions of a crazy chicken lady and all the things that I would be doing. But when I am keeping a strict limit on how many chickens I own, just because of management and trying to keep them healthy and safe and, entertained and being a responsible person. But I could actually, if I had more land and a farm, I would go crazy. I would. I would absolutely go crazy because chickens are so much fun. If I had an opportunity to add on a different type of an animal that maybe would be in the farming, it would be a turkey. I know that sounds so funny, but it would be a turkey. Oh, now you are a turkey. Oh, that's funny. So I would totally have turkeys for whatever reason. A neighbor of mine had one on their farm, and she was the sweetest thing. She hated men. So every time my husband would come over, she would attack him. I mean, my husband was like, here's some treats. And here comes this turkey just to beat the crap out of him. And I felt bad for him, but it was kind of funny. And yeah. So then I would go up to her and I'd talk to her, and she'd do her little pip, 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 pip. And then she'd, as I was sitting and petting on her. It was funny. But for whatever reason, she hated men. Well, I fell in love with that turkey. Um, kind of odd, but I actually really liked her a lot. I had to go visit her and take treats. But she sadly is no longer around. She passed away. She was an older girl. Let's see here. I keep my goat in a harness 24/7 with machines that, oh, yeah. Oh, so you do you do a dairy goat then? Oh, just kidding. Oh, you keep your chickens in harnesses. Oh, like veal. Oh, well, there's that. Yeah. But, anyhow, so that's interesting. But no, anyhow, so there we go. We're just going to take that out. So we like having our hens, and I would honestly love to have other animals, but there's that. So now, Scott, I've got a question for you. You live out in Arizona, is that correct? Like, I was thinking you were in that region. I'm just being nosy. If you're still here, I loved Arizona. I used to live there and loved all things about it. I'm kind of missing the warm weather right now. Just saying. One of my kids has her own business, and she flies out all over the world. And yeah, Arizona, Scottsdale. Okay. And she was in Phoenix last weekend. And I told her, I said, when you're at the airport, just go get me one of the little cactuses, you know, the cacti that they sell in the airport that's expensive. And I know that's crazy to ask for, but I killed mine from Arizona that I brought back with me. And I'd like to have one that's from Arizona. So she saw them in the airport when she landed, and she texted me and said, "Mom, they sell them. They still do." And she said, as soon as I get through airport security, I'll run into one of the stores and I'll pick you up one. And so now I've got my little itty bitty cacti in the window because you can't right now. It's freezing outside. It says it's 50, but that's because I'm inside of a chicken run that has plastic all the way around it. But I want to say it's in the low 30s. And we will actually get even colder here. Okay, so you're from Scottsdale. Oh, such a beautiful part of Arizona. We lived in Tucson, is where we lived in. Yeah, I loved it there. I met I don't I met Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show back in 2019, and for some work that I do with a nonprofit. And she had read my bio about me. And one of the things that she said was, she said, I noticed that you lived in Tucson for 6 years. And I said, yeah, I did. And she said, well, tell me what you think about Tucson. And I said, to me, it was like a city. Now, this is how it was when I lived there. Of course, I don't know if it's changed or not. But I said, it's a big city, but yet it has the small town vibe. I think people are just so kind in Tucson. Now, I didn't, no shame to people, anybody who lives in Phoenix, but I didn't really care for Phoenix. I was always up there for one of my kids who had science competitions over at the university. And it might have just been where I was at location wise, but it was not quite as friendly as Tucson. But anyhow, I digress. Um, so anyhow, she said, "Yeah, I tell everybody it's a city that is friendly. It's maybe all that sunshine. Tucson a little ways, yeah. Tucson a little ways. It's nice. I miss it there. One of these days I want to go back, but if I go, I'm afraid that I may never want to leave because I love the warmth. I love the sunshine. It's one of those places that is absolutely a cool place to visit. Absolutely. Hey, girls. Although my girls wouldn't like it, I don't think, because they are, they run hot with all of their feathers on them. So they may not like the heat. That would be a hard thing to have chickens. Well, yeah, you guys wouldn't like it. I always laugh on a joke. You know, my poor chickens ended up in Drury, Indiana. I bought them online through Meyer Hatchery and had them delivered. And of all places that they landed in Drury, Indiana. They could have gone to Hawaii or Florida, or no, they ended up here. And it's cold. No, I'm just teasing. Well, that's cool. Are you getting ready to go on a cruise anywhere? I'm being nosy again. Um, so I was talking to a lady last night in the pizza shop, our local one, and just waiting for our pizzas. We were all to go orders, and we were talking. Somehow we got on the topic of cruising, and I was telling her, I said, "Yeah, I took my first cruise ever, and had this amazing time." And she said, "Where'd you go?" And I said, "I went to Alaska with a group of YouTubers, and it was just a vacation, and we had a blast, had a blast." And turns out that she did the encore cruise as well, but a month ahead of us. I'm like, my goodness, we could have been on the plane together if we had met each other earlier, or not plane, but been on the cruise together. But she had an amazing time too, and it was her first time cruising. And I guess what a way to get going in the cruising world. You go to Alaska, right? I didn't do a Caribbean cruise. like most people. No, we just went to Alaska, which we would do it all over again with the same group of people because it was a blast meeting everybody. And then what's funny is I shared our cruise and our all of like the information that Scott from Rambling with the Brooms was sharing about the discounts and things. I shared it with a guy that I met at a local nursery and have no idea who he was. But he said, "Oh yeah, I want to go on an Alaskan cruise, and wow, what a price you know for the cruise, and I think I can afford it." And he goes, "What's the agent's name?" And so I told him, and I said, "Just make sure you tell him that you're with our group." And I gave the group name, and Scott said that there was a guy flying out of our airport, same airport, coming on our cruise, and he goes, "Do you know him?" And I went, "I bet you it's that guy in the nursery." And I never did tell Scott, but I think I met the guy again at the airport when we were picking up our luggage after we landed. There was a woman too that came with them. Oh, okay? No cruises planned yet this year. Okay, but yet is the key word. But Alaska is amazing. Oh my gosh. I think the only other thing I would do differently for Alaska, being an American, and really wanting to take time at port, I don't think I would fly into Seattle and do the Encore again. I want to say it was the Jade. I looked at it. But yeah, very much a small world. I looked at the different Alaska cruises with NCL. Of course, that's the only one I've ever been on, so I'm open to other cruise lines. And anyhow, I think I would rather have done customs and got it kind of over because you're going to do customs no matter what. I think I would have done customs in Canada, just flown in, been up a little bit higher, closer to Alaska, and then gone on a ship that way. I think it's the Jade because I think that's the same one that goes to Japan, which I was looking at myself. Anyhow, that cruise, that whatever the name is, that's up in Canada that you get on to do the Alaskan cruise, it actually stays at the ports a little bit longer. And I think that would be the only thing that I would change is go ahead and go on up into Canada, do the customs, and then get on the cruise and go that route. I think that would have been a lot nicer. So, and spent more time. So a friend of mine was on, let me think, Holland America. And she booked the same week that we were going, and Holland America followed the Encore round. And the entire time we were talking and texting each other on the cruises. And when she got into different ports, she's like, "I'm here, come see me." But I didn't have time to go, especially in Juneau. I really didn't get enough time in Juneau. I felt, and then there was another place that we stayed at that we did not have time at all. And I felt like her cruise got to spend a little bit more time at the different ports and was maybe a little bit more relaxed, I guess. But she had done the Encore like the year prior, and she loved it too. So not knocking the Encore, it's just this sheer amount of time at port. But anyhow, kind of on a funny note, when we were in British Victoria, both of the ships docked right next to each other. And she's like, "I'm here. Are you getting off the ship?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not getting off the ship." And she goes, "Neither am I." And so then she said, "I'm looking at the Encore from my room." And I went, "I'm looking at the Holland America from my room." And so then I said, "Hang on a minute." And I went and grabbed my husband's phone and turned the flashlight on. And I'm standing on the balcony. I said, "I'm the crazy lady with the flashlight going back and forth, back and forth." She goes, "Oh my God, I see you." And then we both started jumping up and down and waving at each other from our balconies that were facing one another. She's on a cruise to Alaska and I'm on a cruise to Alaska. And how cool was that to be like right next to each other? But she lives out in the Seattle area. I just knew her from actually when I lived in Tucson, believe it or not. It is a small world. And yes, Alaska ports can be shorter. Oh yeah, that was the one thing I didn't know. I loved everything else. I enjoyed my time. I thought everybody on the Encore was so kind and made us feel so welcomed. But I just felt like it was just kind of rushed. They cost more for the cruise companies. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it was a small world. We had a blast. We were the two crazy ladies jumping up and down from our balconies, waving at each other. I would love to know what each of the staffs on each of the cruise liners were thinking when they see these two crazy ladies jumping up. I see you. I see you. And, you know, flashlights going and all the things. That's probably not something that they expect somebody to do on a cruise line, you know. Friends meeting up with each other. But we did get hugs at one of the ports. We got pictures and hugs. She was a Girl Scout leader. She was actually, we both were Girl Scout leaders for the same troop. And I used to be a service unit manager for 8 different Girl Scout troops within our area. And hey, Xander, no problem, just listen in. So anyhow, that's how I knew her, was through the Girl Scouts. So we sent those pictures on to our daughters, who are all adults now, doing their own things, and didn't tell them that we knew that we were going to be, you know, that this was going to happen. We just sent pictures to our daughters, and the girls were like, oh my God, our mom's actually got a hug in Alaska, and they're on 2 different cruise lines. How funny is that? So yeah, it was fun. It was absolutely so much fun. Alexander, speaking of chickens, we had somebody in here earlier that said that they had over 200 chickens. I was thinking of you because you have a lot of chickens too. But anyhow, no, I'm just hanging out with the girls, and the wind is actually really gushing tonight. My goodness. My. So I am going a little bit earlier, Xander. I know I normally go in at 4:45, but I have some things that I need to take care of. So I decided to start it up earlier. Eesh. 100 was nutty before we thinned them down in November. Oh, that's right, because you were gonna, I think, flip to get new layers for new eggs, and then you were gonna use the others for meat birds, if I'm not mistaken. So you've probably got your freezer nice and full, which is awesome. That is awesome. No, I only have 10. I could be, or sorry, 9. I could go crazy with owning these birds, but I have to like zone in. It's like Raven's listening to me. I don't know if you can, if it's picking up on camera. Raven, are you wanting something? Oh, I could have more? Is that what you're thinking? We're gonna give him some more treats. Why not? It's gonna get loud. It's funny. Here, look at these two. They're all looking. What are you doing? She's like, treats? Treats? No, say it ain't so. Here, chick treats. Whoops. There you go. Oh, sorry. Not trying to like, you're doing it again this year. Oh, are you adding more to your flock, or are you going to thin them down? I do not know what they put in this treat. I bought some new treats, chicken scratch from Nutrina, not sponsored, but it smells like fruit. It's really like, I don't know if they've got dried fruit in there or something. It's new to me, this treat brand. Well, not Nutrina, but the mix that I bought is new to me. So, but it smells real fruity. So I think the girls are getting some fruit in I mean, I'm not even kidding. It smells like blueberries or something. Let's see here. We're letting the hens raise their own chicks again and then thinning them out. Oh, that's smart. That's a great way of turning the flock over and keeping the cost down and getting more chickens and letting, for eggs and then meat. That's smart. Hey, Cora, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you so much. We are just going to let our girls thin out on their own. They're older. Oh, no incubator needed when the girls do it themselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have actually tried doing that myself. Minnie, are you having a hard time? Minnie is my girl that had a brain injury. Sometimes she has a hard time getting down off roosts. Minnie, you want to try coming on my arm? Come here, baby. There you go. There you go. That a girl. She's down. We tried it a few years ago. I had Coco right here and Midnight right here. They were both broody. And I thought, well, what the heck? We'll give it a shot. Put some eggs underneath of them and let them raise raise babies. They came from a farm that has a rooster, so they were fertilized eggs. We had one, oh, let's see here. The eggs most of the eggs were not, I candled them. There was nothing in there. And then two of them, they had the babies in it. One, I don't know, it didn't hatch. There was no movement, nothing. And then the other one hatched, and then Coco killed it. I'm going to be honest. So I don't know if maybe she figured something was wrong with the chick. They say mamas know if something's not right, so they'll take them out. It's hard part of life. But yeah. So we tried it. We might try it again. It'd be fun to see if my broody mamas would, or my broody girls would do it. I do have one that's half silky now, and I think she would be really good. Did you separate them from the rest of the flock after the chick hatched? Yes. Yeah, sure did. And Coco killed it. So I know who did it. I actually did a short on the channel. If you go back through the shorts a couple years ago, you'll find it. I was like, welcome, and then it was the chick died, like right after. So yeah, kind of one of those things. But no, it was pretty bad. Hey, Jesse. I did start early. I've just had a lot of things going on in life. And I've got to take care of some things. So I started it up early. So I'm not being so lazy. I'm just ahead of the game today. So it's the not so lazy Saturday night chat with the hens. Hey, Aunt Lynn. Hey. So I'm just hanging out with the girls, and I've been helping Aunt Lynn. We're going to be doing a project this spring for her church. They're having a ladies get together, a ladies tea. Hey, Joe, how are you? I was thinking of you and Ginger today. So they are going to have a tea and a brunch at Aunt Lynn's church. And so she called me up and asked me about a couple of different crafts. And one of them that we're actually going to go forward with is to get china dishes from like Goodwill or your local thrift store. And then we are going to make like the tiered platters, so they can put cupcakes on it, or maybe jewelry or headbands, or maybe some perfumes if they have different kinds of of lovely perfumes, whatever. So anyhow, we will, hang on a second. I got to take care of something. Enough, enough, enough. I'm so sorry. I'd take care of that. So we're going to be drilling a bunch of holes into some plates and make so that way the ladies can pick their different dishes. There's going to be teacups and, oh, you purchased some already. Saucers, bowls this afternoon. Excited about the craft for the gals. Yeah, so they get to pick like the dishes that they want to create their own platter. So I was telling Aunt Lynn, I said, you know, don't like shy away from even the teacups, because maybe a lady will want to put a teacup at the top of their platter, you know, to hold different things in there. So I purchased a plate and 2 different size bowls, and I have my example for the craft almost done. Tomorrow I ordered from Amazon the hardware kit for the platters, so that way I can put it together. And I'm actually going to go ahead and start using it, and then I'll just bring it with me to the church in the spring, and we will use it for an example, so that way let their imaginations go. And I figured, like, if there were any, if the ladies didn't want a teacup at the top, they could use it to put a little flower in or something. Can you a link for your hanging waterers for the chickens? Oh, these. Okay, yeah. Yep, absolutely. But let me tell you, Joey, they are, I'll tell you what they're from so you can go ahead and start looking. You're not waiting on me. They're Premier One Poultry. It's a company, Premier One. And these are the heated waterers. The newer version of them I love. They have this is so filthy. I'm so sorry. I gotta clean these. They have like a lid that you can lift up and put the garden hose straight down into it. And I'm thinking on upgrading my lids. I don't need the whole thing. I just need the, ooh, that is so dirty. I need to clean that. Anyhow, so it makes it easier for watering. And what I'm going to say about them, they are pricey. They are very pricey. I've had mine, though. One I've had for, I'm going on 6 years, and the other one I'm going on 4 years. I've had them forever, and I absolutely love them. A friend of mine had a different kind of waterer, and I've been telling her about these for a while, and they are pricey. I'm just saying, but she realized that she could use them in the summer. You just unplug the electrical because they're heated, right? And I put ice blocks into my waterers, and it keeps the water cool for the girls during the summer. So it's kind of like a cooler type situation. They don't advertise it as such, but that's what I do. I just take an old Cool Whip container, throw it in the deep freezer, and I always have extras in there. But yeah, look up Premier One Poultry. It's under their poultry section, and it's the heated water, but I'll send the link after I get done. They might even be on Amazon too. But I don't know. I love them, but now that she bought them, thank you so much. Welcome in, Lee, and okay, I'm not sure, but hello. I'm gonna say Lee. Welcome in. Yeah, so that's where I got them. I love them. Highly recommend them. They need to be cleaned. It's so dusty in this run since we've had the plastic put on. Things get so dusty in here. Of course, chickens are dusty little things. But yeah, love, love, love them. You feel like chicken nuggets? Okay, there you go. Anyhow, but no, I like those. I've got a few things that I like that I've had for a while. The other thing we have is the Grandpa's feeders, and they're a treadle feeder. and it keeps mice out of there, and the chickens can't scratch it and get it all dirty, keeps it dry. It makes the feed last longer. I actually have 3 of them in here. And so, yeah, it saves us quite a bit of money. Let me put this down on here. Forgot to lock that in. There we go. But anyhow, well, you guys, I have been on for 41 minutes and I am now freezing, and I got to get back to what I was doing. Oh, your name is Leandro. Okay, nice to meet you. So anyhow, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm going to get back to what I need to take care of. And don't forget tonight, Jesse and Lisa over at Lazy Days Ahead are going to go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 Central, for the giveaway. So make sure you head on over to Lazy Days Ahead. And if you've never visited them, you should look them up and subscribe if you like. But anyhow, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you all next time. Bye.